It has been a relief to be honest with you about my past. I appreciate your willingness to listen.
Mm-hmm.
But talking about this, remembering all those years, has brought back some unsettling memories.
Tipo? Ricordi inquietanti attinenti alla casata Varun? Vabbè. Se hai bisogno di qualcuno che ti ascolti, puoi contare su di me. Vai.
Thank you. That means a great deal to me. I have told you that I spent many years coordinating with smugglers along the edges of the
Sì.
settled systems. There were men and women I worked alongside closely. And over time, I established relationships. They were not of the promised, but I considered them friends.
Promessi?
It describes the people of House Varun. We who have been promised to serve the Great Serpent now and forever. In exchange, he promises to care for us when he returns to his domain.
A volte persone noi infedeli, sotto sotto siamo delle brave persone, dai.
Yes, I have found that to be true. It was, and is, still a surprise. You must understand. I was raised to believe that those who do not follow the Great Serpent do not matter.
Chiaro.
Or they are lost. Their fate is fixed and grim. And yet here were these men and women with hopes and dreams, delights and aversions. It felt like a small betrayal of my people, of House Varun, but I cared for my friends. And then I lost them.
Non è facile affrontare la perdita di un amico.
It's not something I have much experience with. It was so sudden. We had met on a remote planet to transfer cargo. And zealots appeared in force, seemingly out of nowhere. There was barely time to react. So many were cut down immediately. I believe my years of training saved me, got me moving when others faltered. I retreated to my ship immediately. But I left them all behind. Aaron Bascom and Jada Wong. They were my friends, and I abandoned them. And in the years since, I have never looked for them.
Quanto tempo è passato?
10 years. I was immediately reassigned to another role, light years away.
Non hai cercato di scoprire che fine hanno fatto?
No. I told myself it's because I never had the time, but in truth, I was scared of what I'd find.
Ti preoccupa il fatto che potrebbero accusarti di averli lasciati morire?
No, maybe. I don't know. It all happened so fast, and I've had so much time since then to replay it in my head. Wonder if I should have done things differently. In my time getting to know you, I have thought more and more of all this. How little sense it all made, how I never really knew what happened or what became of my friends. My connection to you has reminded me what it means to trust someone, to be there for them. And I can no longer live with not knowing. I need to finally pursue this. I would like you with me when I do. I do not know what we will find, but I know it will be easier with you at my side.
Beh, Sarah Morgan non c'è più, quindi potremmo fare di tutto per te, Andreja.
Thank you. That is... I I'm sorry. I am not used to someone being so considerate on my behalf.
Mhm.
I am not sure where they might be now, but I
Quindi
believe
stiamo
the
cominciando la
ship
missione di
begins
Andreja.
search in Aquila City.
Hmm.
That is where I last saw Aaron Bascom.
Interessi contrastanti. Raggiunge Aquila City. Andreja vorrebbe rimettersi in contatto col suo vecchio gruppo di amici per lasciarsi il passato alle spalle. Dobbiamo trovare Eren Bascom ad Aquila City. Va bene. Direi che potremmo fare questa missione. Ma prima vorrei magari finire quella della Ryujin. No? Direi che magari è il caso di finire quella della Ryujin prima. Penso che siamo vicini alla fine. Penso. Spero. Non credo che si prolungherà ancora per troppo tempo. Astrocantiere Starodekland. Grimsea. Allora. Quindi richiamoci a Volai. Volai Alpha. Nucleo di Neon.
You know, I tried Aurora once. I did not enjoy the experience.
Immagino. Non la proverei neanche, però. Contenta te.
Keep it moving.
Salve. Cerca e sviluppo.
Keep out of my way and I'll keep out of yours.
Is that my beautiful shipment?
Sì.
You were right about this one, Masako.
Spero che ci sia tutto.
Looks like it. This should be more than enough. Now, I shall excuse myself and get to work on finalizing this prototype.
So, what did you learn about CM Station RC-1?
La Infinity ha soldato mercenari Ecliptic per impadronirsi del carico. Cosa sei degli Ecliptic?
The mercenary group? Only that you mean business if you hire them. They're not known for subtlety, and don't care if they leave a trail of bodies in their wake. I take it they were at the station?
Sì, l'aveva soldati la Infinity l'aveva soldati.
Lucas must be desperate if he hired them to collect the Rothosite. Were there any survivors?
No. Ma gli Ecliptic hanno pagato col sangue. Non è sopravvissuto nessuno. Gli Ecliptic hanno ucciso tutti. Ti interessa davvero? Non c'erano guardie? Queste persone non erano protette? Perché?
Our station on Carone 3A and Consolidated Mining's contract were both confidential. We had no reason to believe they'd be under any threat. Of course, we had no reason to believe we had a mole either.
Stai chiedendo perché ti interessa davvero?
Corporate culture may have its ugly side, but that doesn't mean we've lost our humanity. Our moves are strategic and precise, as you should know. The moment we justify the slaughter of innocents is when we go from competitive to criminal.
Non è sopravvissuto nessuno. Gli Ecliptic li hanno uccisi tutti.
Seeking Ecliptic on a station with nothing but miners and scientists? Corporations can sink low, but this is a new level. Now, I also had a report that you were spotted at the clinic. I take it you traced the shipment there?
Sì, la Infinity aveva un contratto operato con la clinica peronale riservata. Sì, se sai già tutto perché sono qui?
Our technicians are thorough, but they aren't that thorough. Your ship docking there simply caught their attention is all. But on the off chance it was related to your assignment, they're currently combing through the clinic records as we speak.
Ho trovato le prove che l'Ecliptic ha dirottato il carico alla clinica per un certo dottor Kenneth Lane.
Dr. Lane? I believe Vina is familiar with his work, specializing in neurosurgery. Were you able to determine what he was doing at the clinic?
Eseguiva esperimenti illegali sugli umani per perfezionare il suo neuroramp interno. Uccideva le persone cercando di far funzionare il neuroramp. Sì.
So, it sounds like Lucas has reached a new level of desperation to ensure his future as CEO.
Già.
Infinity appears to be on an entirely different
Va bene,
level of
Andrea.
corruption. It cannot be allowed to continue.
Ma lei...
I'll make sure Yuko's team extracts every bit of information they can from the clinic's database on this. Between hiring Ecliptic and unauthorized human trials, we have enough to take Lucas down for good. And with the Rothocyte secure, it's almost time for us to make our move.
Quando ci mette Vina a completare il neuramp interno?
Not long, according to her. She and DeMarcus have everything prepped and ready. I believe it's just a matter of creating the alloy and molding it according to her design.
La ricerca dell'infinito non ha speranze senza quel Rothocyte.
Exactly. Without the Rothocyte, their
Rothocyte.
research comes to a halt. Head up to the executive floor and speak to Dalton.
Oh,
He has an
sono
update
interessato.
for you on the mole's identity.
Dimmi.
I've called a meeting and I expect you to attend.
Sì,
It's
siamo al
time to
finale.
put the final plan
Direi che siamo al
in motion.
finale. 3 Medikit, 3 Digipick e 4800 crediti. Andiamo a parlare col tizio e vedere chi è la talpa veramente. Secondo me è veramente cosa? Ularu. O comunque la tizia controllata da Ularu.
You're right on time. I reevaluated all the evidence. It took every resource I had, but the final answer is clear. Ularu is the mole.
So this clears Imogen of wrongdoing. Good.
Questo significa che possiamo reintegrare Imogen?
In due time. I'll be reaching out, but right now we need her to remain in hiding.
Sapevo che Imogen era innocente.
Yes, you made the right call. I've briefed Masako and discussed her plans on handling this. While we both agree Ularu is guilty, we need irrefutable evidence before presenting this to the board. For now, we lead everyone to believe that Imogen was the mole.
Ok.
The situation was dealt with.
I can understand the need for deception, but it does come at quite a cost.
Cosa farà Imogen nel frattempo? Resterà nascosta?
Imogen is a resourceful woman. I have no doubt she's in a safe house of her own design. In fact, she probably sees this as a paid vacation. My guess is she's lounging on a couch somewhere, binging all those movies she hasn't had time to watch.
Ci vorranno prove solide al di là di ogni possibile dubbio, chiaro.
The people we're dealing with will expect nothing less. Masako has tasked Ularu with writing the program to bring down Infinity Ltd. We believe she'll take the chance to incriminate Masako within the program. So this could provide the evidence we're looking for. You will be tasked with the assignment to infiltrate Infinity. So before you go, I want you to bring that program to me.
Ti ho già ingannato una volta, cosa ti fa pensare di poter trovare qualcosa in questo programma?
If I can't find hidden code on a single slate, I certainly deserve to be fired. Ularu is limited in what she can hide here. Plus, she'll have no reason to believe anyone will be looking in the first place.
Che faremo se nel programma di Ularu non ci sarà niente di incriminante?
Then we'll have to find another way to build a case against Ularu. And it won't be easy.
Mi assicuro che tu riceverai il programma.
I can't imagine a more satisfying ending. Now, let's attend a meeting.
Andiamo in alla conferenza. Salve. Mi devo sedere?
So much work to do.
Ularu.
This board meeting better be good.
Have a seat.
Va bene, mi siedo, mi siedo.
I'm glad we're making an effort in our appearance today.
We called you all together to discuss a recent security breach. We discovered a mole within the company who leaked vital information about Project Dominion to Infinity Ltd.
You've got to be kidding me.
Just don't tell me it's Vina. I think we've all noticed she's not here.
Before you speculate any further, no, it's not Vina. The guilty party is Imogene Salzo, much to my disappointment. Our operative here obtained the evidence to confirm it.
Imogen stava cercando di usare la sua esperienza per incastrare Ularu. Allora, io Ularu non la menzionerei per neanche, così non si sospettisce nient'altro. Sicurezza qui fa ridere, sarebbe un po', forse un po' troppo. Imogen ha confessato, vuol dire che ci ho parlato. E perché non abbiamo già parete se ci ho parlato? Facciamo un po' di smargiassi, mi sembra la cosa più sensata da fare.
Dalton, how does something like this happen?
Imogene is highly trained. Ularu can even speak to that. We demand the best. So that's the threat we deal with.
I may have well-trained operatives, but security is your responsibility, Dalton. This is a huge failing on your part.
I accept the responsibility, but let's not forget. The mole has already been exposed and dealt with.
Of course, thanks to another of my operatives.
Forse qualcuno dovrebbe controllare meglio i propri dipendenti.
I know you're not insinuating that this is my fault.
No.
Imogene's been dealt with, so bickering is pointless.
Assolutamente, sono
All
d'accordo.
I care about is reacquiring our property and what this might be costing us financially.
Vina is completing the internal neuroamp prototype as we speak. Our operative will receive the implant, infiltrate Infinity Ltd, and obtain any and all research. I have it on good authority. The experimentations they've done to replicate the missing pieces of our work have resulted in fatalities.
Non scordiamoci che la Infinity ha soldato mercenari che hanno ucciso tutti sulla CM Station RC1.
Botched human trials and murder for hire? You don't bounce back from that. At least not with Infinity's legal team.
If I may make a suggestion, we should give this evidence to David at SSNN. It's the best neutral method of releasing this information to the general public.
That'd make my job easier.
David it is, then.
Masako, the internal neuroamp is ready if you want to send down the candidate.
I hope you're ready for this.
Ma io no. Mica tanto, non mi sembra di avere molta scelta.
You always have a choice. You just have to decide which set of consequences you prefer to live with. Vina will be waiting for you in the neuroamp division in R&D. Once you're done, meet me in my office. Be ready to discuss the details of your next assignment.
Ma scusami. Salve. Arrivederci. Cioè, quindi non ho scelta. Sembra ottimo. E piglia proprio il culo. Sì, ce l'hai la scelta, ce l'hai, ce l'hai. Cerca sviluppo. Guarda, io nel dubbio faccio così, salvo. Se dice qualcosa, salvo, ce l'ho salvataggio pronto. Ma trovare qualcun altro da fare l'esperimento?
Hey there. Ah, here's my lucky candidate. I hope you're ready to...
Non mi sembra di avere scelta. Sì. Cosa fa precisamente questo neuramp?
The internal neuroamp is basically the next leap in our line of influential amplifiers. It gives the user dominion over a less dominant target, meaning you can heavily influence another person's thoughts and actions.
Ma che serve? Sembra quasi controllo mentale. E com'è perfetta per il mio arsenale? Che serve? Cioè, mi controllano, che cazzo serve? Ma è legale la capacità di influenzare qualcuno in questo modo?
Technically, that remains to be seen. It's not legal, but those decisions will be left up to a higher power who is neither you nor me.
Mi sembra un controllo mentale.
Hey, let's not get carried away there. That terminology is a bit heavy-handed. So, are you ready to get started?
No. Hai davvero le qualifiche per eseguire un'operazione come questa?
Neurosurgery is my specialty. I've performed more operations than I can count on a wide variety of brains. So I like to think that I'm wildly overqualified. Really, I could do this in my sleep.
Non mi sembra di avere molta scelta.
Hey, we may not like the options, but we all have choices.
Ma non è vero!
Now, just a few details before we begin. Obviously, we'll be putting you under. I'll be making a small incision in the back of your skull where the internal neuroamp will be fitted. The whole procedure should only take 3 to 4 hours with little to no downtime afterwards, provided DeMarcus got everything entered correctly.
Did I not just say I quadruple-checked the numbers?
You know I'm just giving you a hard time. Besides, I've got to make sure my patient is reassured.
Non sono sicuro per niente. Quali sono i rischi?
There's little to no risk, assuming your brain is typical and you don't have any adverse reaction to the anesthesia. First sign of trouble, we back out and start evaluating other candidates.
Perché non li valutate e basta tanti candidati? Chiediamo questa facendo una cooperazione da distruggere. Già, perché fare battute per un'operazione molto rassicurante, non ho dubbi che hanno tutto bene.
You're gonna be fine. All I'm saying is that you're in good hands. Now, just lie down on the table once you're ready, and we should be good to go.
Top scelte
If it
comunque.
has not all been a horrible miscalculation, then we will speak again soon.
I am not permitted to perform medical practices without human oversight.
Trust me, you're in good hands here.
Don't worry. I'm always happy to chat about my work.
Va bene. Da fare sta roba. Proprio dobbiamo.
All right, let's get this party started. Well, look who's finally up. The operation was a success, obviously. Once you're able to refocus, let me know how you're doing.
Ho aspettato 4 ore in piedi, Andreja.
This unit does not possess advanced.
Ha tolto il cappello? Come ti sei permessa? Come ti sei permessa di togliermi il cappello? Pezza di merda.
So, how are you feeling? You look good?
È stato un successo?
Huge success. No surprises, no signs of rejection. You were the ideal subject. Now, we just keep our fingers crossed and hope no unknown side effects come creeping in later.
Non noto alcuna differenza.
That's exactly what we want. Just a couple quick notes before using the internal neuroamp. First, you can only influence one person at a time. And second, the effect is temporary, so be prepared if you use it in a combat situation.
Se l'effetto è temporaneo, quanto durerà?
Let's just say it varies based on the user. Some people have greater mental capabilities than others, which would increase the duration.
Dico addio al mio sogno di avere un tirapiedi da vita? Ho capito.
Great. Now let's test this sucker out. DeMarcus has graciously volunteered for science, he says.
Cioè, ma... Io avevo capito che il neuroamp interno serve per essere controllati, quindi serve per controllare? Come funziona? Scusami, se io... Perché un microchip nella mia testa dovrebbe controllare le altre persone? Come? In che modo? Non è uno dei dipendenti migliori che rischiassi la sua vita?
Our preliminary testing was rigorous enough that there's little to no risk involved here. The biggest unknown was finding the perfect compatible alloy for the implant. We've had the tech itself working externally for quite some time.
È davvero coraggioso da parte tua considerando quello che è successo alla clinica.
Please, we're not Infinity. We believe in due diligence when it comes to tech like this. But, just in case something does go wrong, we've got him locked up in the test chamber. DeMarcus loves being hands-on and experiencing things on his own. It's probably why he's the second most published scientist here, after me. Just head up the stairs nearby to the observation deck.
Vediamo un po' come funziona sta roba. Ponte d'osservazione. Andrea? Sto bene. Grazie.
Some other time then.
I'm on my 12th iteration of this design. I have a good feeling.
Premi F per accendere lo scanner, puntare alla persona che desideri manipolare. Premi E per richiamare le tue abilità sociali e seleziona manipolazione. Una volta che hai manipolato qualcuno, seleziona l'oggetto della persona con cui... Scusami. Diplomazia, istigazione, intimidazione e manipolazione sono tutte abilità sociali che puoi attivare tramite lo scanner. Posiziona il cursore sul bersaglio e premi E per visualizzare le abilità sociali. Seleziona l'abilità che desideri sfruttare mediante la rotella del mouse. Io so la manipolazione, che dura... che ha il 90% di probabilità di successo e dura 30 secondi. Diciamo che diventa mio companion per tutto di tempo. Oddio. Più che diventa mio compagno va esattamente dove gli dico io. Può essere molto comoda questa cosa. Prendi la tessera. Bravo. Prendi la tessera. Prendi la tessera. Bravo. Adesso vai lì. Apri la porta con la tessera. Bravissimo.
As an observer, the effect is quite unnerving. It is hard not to immediately worry about the implications.
Non posso controllare Andrea però. Questa persona non vuole farlo.
I'll be keeping myself under constant surveillance now. I'm curious if any other side effects may manifest.
Aspetta un attimo, Pina. Hai rubato! Chiamate le guardie! Vina.
So, tell me all about it. How did it feel? Any side effects?
No, sembra tutto ok. Se dovesse avere effetti collaterali avrò un indennizzo?
Well, I'd leave that up for Alexis and Lyndon to decide. Compensation's not really my thing.
È stato fin troppo facile, questa tecnologia dovrebbe essere proibita. Sì.
Well, luckily that isn't up for you to decide.
Già.
I hope you know, you're talking about banning my life's biggest accomplishment.
Sì.
I'd even go as far as to call it the settled system's biggest accomplishment. That's something Ryujin isn't going to let go of easily. It really was fascinating how all I experienced was a moment of disorientation. It's truly remarkable tech.
Contento te. E non ti sei sentito violato neanche un po'?
Not at all. But I can imagine if I experienced disorientation like that, but regained my awareness in another room. It could be a bit jarring. We'll definitely be running some more tests in the future, though. So many situations to account for.
E se avessi usato questo potere per farti uccidere un'altra persona?
Those are the kind of edge cases that I let the board work out. Obviously, tech like this is going to come with its fair share of red tape.
Non vorrei mai essere il burattino di qualcuno.
Maybe that's the beauty of it. You'd never know. Besides, the neuroamp isn't total control. If a subject's morals or beliefs in something are strong enough, we still see points of failure. That being said, it's been interesting to discover the actions our subjects sanction in their own minds.
Okay. As much as I'd love to go over the details and potential of this amazing piece of technology I created, Masako wants to see you.
Va bene.
It sounds like you have an assignment to complete, and DeMarcus and I have a lot of notes to record.
I still can't get over how incredible that was. I really don't remember a thing.
Pazzita di brutto, eh.
We take a lot of pride in our work up here in R&D.
Cos'è che ho livellato? Per capire. Manipolazione. Ma... Cioè, quindi potevo ottenerlo comunque? Tramite perk? Oppure è una cosa che è solo tramite... Beh, che non ci sarei mai riuscito tramite punti sociali, perché ci avrei messo un sacco per arrivarci, però... Va bene. Strano. Allora. Quindi adesso abbiamo l'arma finale per rendere ancora più ridicolo il tutto quanto il gioco. No? Basta fare così. Aspetta, ho già una cosa in mente da fare.
Good, you're here. I wasn't sure how accurate Vina's promise of no downtime was going to be.
Let's just hope her promise of no brain damage holds true as well.
Ciao. Apri la cassaforte, vai. Vai, apri la cassaforte. Vai, vai. La cassaforte, la cassaforte.
Now that you've been outfitted with the internal neuroamp, it's time to put that tech to work. We're sending you into Infinity Ltd. Lucas Drexler is about to learn exactly why you don't steal from Ryujin Industries.
Fare qualsiasi cosa per farlo finire dietro le sbarre.
It's good to know we're of the same mind on this one. All right. Yuko has provided a layout of Infinity Ltd. You have two options for this assignment. We'll be providing you with the means for both. Option A, you gain entry through their maintenance access on the roof. Option B, we give you an assigned identity and arrange a meeting for you.
Identità. Mitote recitative, vai. Vai. Benefici?
Option A, you need to remain under the radar the entire time. Option B, you have a slight cover that may give you the opportunity to talk your way to your objectives.
Vai.
Just hope those acting skills don't get you caught or killed. Now, depending on your preference, you'll either find yourself in the maintenance hallway or the marketing department. From there, you have 3 targets.
Dimmi.
First, you have Lucas Drexler's computer, located in his office on the executive floor.
Poi?
Second is Faye Sengsavan's computer, in research and development. And third, you need to obtain the prototype they are working on, also in R&D.
Certo.
As you can see, you've several floors to traverse. So I hope you're prepared for an adventure.
Fin dove potrò arrivare con l'entità che mi avete dato?
You'll only have free range on the marketing floor. Infinity may be cheap, but they know at least some level of security is needed in this business.
Non c'è problema.
That's what we're counting on. Now, I had Ularu create a program that you need to run on both Lucas and Faye's computers. I'll let her explain the details.
You see, once we expose Infinity Ltd, all of their data is going to come under intense scrutiny. We only want the public to know about their mercenary hires and unauthorized human trials, but Project Dominion needs to remain confidential. I've created an overseer program that will gather all the evidence we need, and at the same time delete anything relating to Ryujin and the internal neuroamp.
Che dire delle persone che sanno già tutto, come Lucas?
Anyone who comes forward to defend Lucas would be prosecuted as either aiding or being an accessory to these crimes. They all know career suicide when they see it. As for Lucas himself, if he wants to speak up and add corporate theft to his laundry list of crimes, fine. But who's going to believe him?
It is best to keep the public unaware of such a device.
If the media were to draw their own conclusions, I'm certain they'd just create a panic among people. Controlling the narrative is of the utmost importance.
Understood.
No, we don't want to mess.
Oddio, è passa qui.
A body count will only distract from what we're trying to accomplish here. In fact, unless they're a master at being one with the shadows, I'd suggest you leave your friend behind. Lower the risk. Simon Rychek provided some useful info on how to evacuate civilians from the building. I'm sure you remember him from Sidonia. Infinity's maintenance crew is understaffed. It's only a matter of time.
Ma l'Infinity è a Nuova Atlantide?
Unchecked and they have a massive issue on their hands. Once that pressure becomes too much, every floor in the building is going to suffer from gas leaks, setting off an automated alarm to evacuate the building. Simon was able to get a passcode for you to access their system's computer, so you can force the heating system to fail.
Con chi me la dovrò vedere una volta che i civili se ne saranno andati?
I'm told security has masks to handle the situation, so the guards will still be stationed in the building. It's also possible they'll activate their building's defense system as well. You may run into a few automated turrets, so you'll still want to try and stay out of sight.
Dov'è il computer in cui devo inserire il codice?
If the information Simon provided is accurate, you can reach the control systems through a computer located in the maintenance area. It's a pretty convenient stop if you enter in through the roof access.
Lo terrò presente.
I'd highly advise you use it. This assignment isn't the time to test your abilities. The only thing you're out there to prove is that you can get this job done. We're also issuing you an operative suit. It should help reduce their ability to detect you. These suits are typically reserved for the senior ranks, but we want to reduce as much risk as possible.
Tutto non si accorgeranno nemmeno del mio passaggio. Quindi sono un agente senior?
Please, you're an exception. But we can talk promotion.
Va bene.
That's what we're hoping for. If you can pull this off, even I'll be impressed.
Once you've run the Overseer program and obtained the prototype, your final step is to deliver the slate to David Barron at the SSNN field office. If he asks questions, feel free to give him just enough information to pique his interest, but no mention of Ryujin or who you are. SSNN is used to anonymous tips. They'll do whatever verifications they deem necessary on their own to confirm the story.
Chiaro. Non penso proprio.
Ularu assured me it's safe.
The Overseer program will purge itself once its primary function is complete. The only thing left on that slate will be proof of Infinity's crimes.
E se David non credesse a questa storia?
It doesn't matter what he believes. David's first move will be to verify the information you provide. Once he receives confirmation, which he will, he'll see it as his duty to report the news.
Sarà lo scandalo aziendale del decennio.
It certainly will, and we'll have front row seats. So, any final questions before you go?
Quanta libertà avrò di muovermi alla LTD se userò la falsa identità?
You'll be restricted to the
Questo l'ha già
marketing
detto.
floor. An appointment is not a free pass.
In che modo tornerà utile il Neuramp?
You have the ability to manipulate others. If someone's in your way, you could get them to move.
Sì.
If someone has a key card, that means you have a key card. The possibilities here are really up to you.
Che tipo di sicurezza c'è dentro l'Infinity LTD?
Depending on whether or not you evacuate the building, you'll mostly be looking at security guards, much like we have here. You may encounter an automated defense system in the form of turrets as well, so be careful.
Interrogazione.
Good luck, and be sure to report directly back to me when you return.
Here's Simon's passcode, your operative suit, the Overseer program, and your cover identity.
Grazie.
Your cover ID card is encoded with roof entry and elevator access. So that's your ticket in, either way. Don't screw this up. Skylar Lumen?
Abbiamo un po' statuta. Non mappa stellare. Inventario. Nuovi oggetti. Casco operativo. Tuta operativa. Wow, ok. Quindi vado vestito così, nessuno mi dice niente all'appuntamento. Ruba. Non so, qualcuno dice qualcosa. Non ruba. Non vuole farlo.
If you don't have an appointment or aren't here to make one, we don't have anything to talk about.
Rubagli la tazza del caffè, vai. Bravissima.
I don't do idle chit-chat.
Va bene. Abbiamo fatto.
I've been waiting here for ages.
Parliamo con Dalton, direi.
Do you have the program?
Sì, e spero che troverai le prove che ti servono.
I'm certain Ularu won't pass up this opportunity. So, let's take a look.
Vai, Dalton.
Aha. The decryption's hit a snag. There's definitely something here. This is exactly what we needed. According to this code, Ularu intended to plant false evidence that would show Masako was working with Lucas. The moment you launched the Overseer program, a series of fabricated communication files would have been uploaded to the Infinity LTD network. One of them even frames Masako for encouraging Lucas to push for early human trials.
So it is clear what she intended. Now all that is left is to decide what to do with this information.
I'm going to copy the necessary files off this slate and issue you a new one. I want to keep this one intact, so Ularu can't dispute it. All right. Now, we finally have the evidence we need to prove Ularu's guilt.
Then it is time we use it.
Quindi Ularu voleva incastrare Masako usando il programma. Sì, volevo piazzare prove false contro Masako per i suoi fini.
There's no doubt. Should you have even noticed the upload, the program itself is designed to ignore any stop commands. It would have been too late.
Speriamo che il consiglio ci creda.
This evidence is indisputable. To deny it would be to admit involvement. And then we'd have a much larger problem on our hands. Just remain focused on your assignment. Without that falsified evidence, Ularu is in for a big surprise. I fully expect she'll be eagerly awaiting SSNN's broadcast, anticipating Masako to be accused alongside Lucas Drexler. Here's the new slate with the revised Overseer program. Let's get this assignment finished the right way.
Eh sì, hanno Atlantide. Bene. Quindi ci siamo. Tra l'altro, sto notando che questo episodio sta durando veramente tanto. Sono quasi 2 ore. Quindi penso che lo dividerò in 2 parti. Ha più senso. Fare un episodio di 2 ore non so se ha molto senso. Non è che è successo così tanta roba. Più che altro sono io che non ho interrotto la registrazione. Direi che ci richiamo a Nuova Atlantide. Chiudiamo lì, vi saluto. E dividerò l'episodio in 2 parti. Mi sa che va fatto così. Così almeno ho già l'episodio anche per il giorno dopo. Allora, torniamo a Nuova Atlantide, dove tra l'altro dobbiamo fare anche un paio di cosine. Tipo parlare con Coso, oppure... C'era anche un'altra cosa che non mi ricordo adesso. Dobbiamo parlare sicuramente con Walter Stroud. Quindi andiamo a Nuova Atlantide, più precisamente davanti alla loggia. E direi, Walter Stroud ha il patè di fegato, giusto? Vabbè, l'avanguardia, sti cazzi. Va bene, andiamo alla loggia. E direi che potremmo andare verso la chiusura. Quindi questo episodio, che in realtà sarà l'episodio dopo. Allora, praticamente voi avrete un episodio senza interruzione. Praticamente io probabilmente interromperò a metà e basta. Sarà strano. Comunque, grazie per aver visto questo episodio fino alla fine. Noi ci vediamo alla prossima puntata, dove scopriremo il finale della quest della Ryujin. Quindi, ciao a tutti, alla prossima.